Here we're going to be our Boxing Bants, and I'm really happy to be joined by, I suppose, an enigma for me, Myles Casey, because Myles, you're someone who I hear about a lot on the circuit as a sparring partner. I hear about you all the time, and I know you were quite well rounded as an amateur, but I keep hearing about Myles Casey's turning over soon. He's turning over soon. He's turning over soon, and I keep hearing about sparring stories about you and stuff, but I have never actually got the chance to sit down with you. So, what better time to sit down with you now that you're over in America?
Yeah, living life.
So first of all, Myles, how are things with you?
Everything is good now. It's good. Relaxed out. Nice 2 weeks here. Coming to the end of it now as well, so it's good.
Yeah. And for people who don't know at home, you're in Connecticut, is that right? You're over a part of Katie Taylor's camp for Amanda Serrano.
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
It's a weird story. This Thomas lad, I actually know him now because I came face to face with him before I actually travelled. But before, I just got a random message on Facebook. Just some guy saying he's friends with Katie and wants to come over sparring. I was like, who's this guy? So I clicked into his profile and there wasn't one picture of Katie up there. I was like, who the fuck is he? couldn't make it out, whatever. So he said to me on the number. So I ended up sending him on my number and he rang me and we were chatting away and he's like, Katie wants you to sparring. I was like, yeah, no bother. Do you know what I know? Somebody just on the phone to me, like, do you know what I mean? And chatting away to him, yeah, no bother. And he's like, oh, would you have to get vaccinated? I was like, I like getting vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. And he's like, oh, to travel to America, you have to be vaccinated. And I was like, right. I was like, right, I'll tell you what, I said. You make a phone call, I said. Make sure this trip is 100%, I said, and I get vaccinated. So, didn't hear no more 4 or 5 days afterwards, rings me back. He's like, yeah, Molly, I was talking to the lads. Yeah, once you get vaccinated, he said, you're on the trip. I was like, yeah, no bother, so I booked it. Why wouldn't you book it? You know what I mean? Still didn't know who this guy was on the phone now. Still didn't know who this guy was on the phone. And so then I got vaccinated. Then there's a 2 week period between the vaccinations.
Yeah.
And I was just going in and get my second jab, and he rings me. He's like, well, did you get the second one? I was like, I'm just going in right now getting it. He's like, no bother, ring me back. He said, so I said, I'll ring you back when I come out. So I ring him back and I came out. And he said, okay, no bother. He said, I'll WhatsApp you in 5 minutes. He WhatsApped me on my information saying I'm going to America. And I was like, lovely. But I actually know the lad. The lad's name is Thomas. I actually know him. But at the time, I couldn't recognize the voice because it's a long time ago since I see Thomas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's been a while, but I made up with him then about the present and think, true, if you put a paper and whatever, like, but yeah, I actually knew him in the long run. I actually know who he was.
And if you have had, like, I know you sparred many pros in the game at the moment, but like, have you had dealings with Katie before?
Yeah, I sparred Katie in the amateurs when we were in Dublin before we went to the European Games. I did a good bit of sparring when we were in Dublin together. We did a lot of sparring, and it was actually, as you speak about it, it was actually Katie who actually thought of me, actually, believe it or not. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, Katie wanted you. She said she was looking for you and whatever. I was like, jeez, that's great. Because to be fair, like, I did what I did in the amateurs or whatever, like, but there's loads of pros out there and world-class pros that Katie could have gotten over here to training camp and whatever. And she chose me over all them, and I'm fucking over the moon for that.
Why do you think Katie chose you in particular? Obviously, I imagine stylistically it would make more sense.
Probably style-wise, tough-wise. She just chose me. I didn't want to ask too many questions. I was just beaming of being asked to come over here and help her out, like, you know what I
mean? Graham McCormick told me a funny story how he was talking to you and you were just like, oh, some guy just rang me, and I said, yeah. And I heard that you were saying that you would have done it for free.
Oh yeah, 100%. Why wouldn't you know what I mean? Why wouldn't I? To be honest, but why would you know what I mean? Katie Taylor, you know, people think she's a role model, you know what I mean? She's like the face of female boxing, and if not bigger than female boxing, to be fair about it, you know what I mean? She like, where could you put her? I presume you could put her up next to Floyd Mayweather, because he's the male boxer of boxing, we say. You know, like the Canelo, all them top guys, I believe Katie's up there with them. She's the role model of boxing, to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm. So what was your experience straight away getting off the flight? Was the flight was it luxury or was it?
No, it's a luxury flight, but funny thing about it is every time I go flying, I'm all the time sleeping on the plane. So I actually slept for actually it was a 6 hour flight. I actually slept for 5 hours on the flight.
Yeah.
Every time I go flying, I end up falling asleep. I don't know what it is. Like, I just keep falling asleep every time I go flying.
I presume you flew into New York.
No, Boston.
Boston. Okay. And since then, like, what is your experience like being in camp? Are you staying in the same house as Katie? Are you staying in your own place?
I'm in a hotel. Katie have her own house here, from what I know.
Okay.
And things, and she have her own gym. Everything's in the house. She have her own house, and I'm living in the hotel. But I'm only 10 minutes away from the gym. He comes every day and picks me up. Ross and Katie comes most days and picks me up.
Mm-hmm.
I live in 10 minutes away.
How long are you? Are they planning to keep you out there for?
No, the 2 weeks is coming. I'm finishing. I'm going home Saturday, so we're doing another 10-round spar tomorrow. Her sparring is finishing now. I was the last for sparring to hopefully to take everything off and do whatever she can do, and I'm for spars. She's winding down after tomorrow night.
What is your experience being like inside the camp? From the gym, the training, the coaching, everything.
Incredible. Ross is a great trainer. I did pad work. I'm not only here as a sparring man. I'm fairness him, like, he takes me to the side. He tells me things. He does things with me. He does pads with me as well and tells me little things. So I'm learning. Do you know what I mean? I'm grafting as I'm still as a sparring partner. He's still doing other things, like if I was his trainer or like if I was his partner to train me. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I was getting ready for a fight. Tell me little tips.
And what has obviously you've been able to kind of monitor and watch Katie training. Like what has she been like in camp?
She's a machine. She's literally a machine. I don't know how she does it. Like, I mean, I know we all train or whatever, like, but there's no training. Training's never long enough for her. Or she's all the time doing something else after training, or she's doing something else before training. She's always on it, like.
Yeah. And for you, like, I imagine, were you given instructions in terms of style-wise to try and mimic?
I thought that when I landed here, and the first day when I got here or whatever, I was going sparring, and Ross picked me up. Got on very well. We clicked straight away. Very nice man. We clicked straight away and we got onto each other. And I was like, the first day we landed, we just did a bit of training, bit of bad work, pads and whatever. And on the way back along, he dropped me back to the hotel. I was like, he was saying sparring tomorrow, and I was like, no bother, Ross. I said, do you want me to do anything, or do you want me to be anything, or train? He's like, nope, I'm just don't do that. And he said, I heard enough about you. He said, so just you be you. That was it.
Right, interesting. And the camp yourself, like, has it been? I know you've always been training anyway, and you've always been in around the boxing gym, even since you've kind of just been sparring and stuff. But like being in such an important fight, has it been like a shock to you in any way, the training?
Yeah, kind of in a way, but in other ways, like, I'm just because it's training camp and she's preparing for a fight. Once you step foot in the boxing gym, you're training, your bag, pads, skipping, nothing changes from that. You know what I mean? You do different things during your training, but once you step in foot in the gym, it's just a boxing club like everything else.
So I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to tell me too much, but how has the sparring been going?
Incredible. I can, to be honest about her, she shows me different levels every day. Today I think I have her. Tomorrow she's just on a different level again. Then I'm thinking, right, I'm going to try that the next day of sparring. No, she's up again. She's just unbelievable, to be honest about it. Every day we go sparring, she's always doing something different. She always keep me thinking. She's always on her toes. She's always on the mind. She's always going, like. She's always just steps ahead, to be honest about it.
And the sparring itself, I imagine, are you doing 10 2-minute rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, just at a very high pace, I imagine.
You know what, you believe, to be honest with you, it's a little bit of a high enough pace or whatever, like, but they're not actually as fast as people make them out to be. You know, you kind of, like, at the end of the day, I know they're 2-minute rounds, but you have 10 rounds to do. You know what I mean? People say, they're 2-minute rounds. No, never mind about the 2 minutes. Think about you have 10 rounds to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it would be a little bit faster than the normal 3 minute round. It would be like, but still, like you be kind of hitting your foot off, not hitting your foot off the gas, but it kind of slows down as you get into it up or down. Do you know what I mean? Either it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes up the round. Like as I said, it's 10 rounds, so you can't go 100 mile an hour up or down. Do you know what I mean?
I imagine now. I don't want you to obviously to tell me, but from you being inside, being involved in the sparring and being a team, I'm sure you're seeing what their kind of game plan is, how to take on Serrano. And you don't. I'm not asking you to tell me now, but are you? Has it interested you? Has it fascinated you? Or surprise you in what way they're going to approach the fight in any way, or you pretty much it's the way you've thought it's going to go?
Surprise me or whatever, like, but towards other fights, I think that you're going to see Katie that you never see before. Let's be honest with you. I think you're going to see a Katie that you never see.
Yeah. And like you talked about how Katie is training so much, and she's essentially like a machine. People are trying to portray. I think it's more so maybe because Katie's a champion, and look, I'm Irish and you're Irish, so obviously we're gonna sit on the side of Katie's fence. But people try to put a lot of flack, give her a lot of flack, saying that she's on the downhill. But a lot of people aren't kind of concentrating on Serrano. Do you think?
I love that kind of talk. Why? Because because I think it's like I do it because why? Because she won 2 close fights. But what about if she knocked him, not in 1 2 close fight that she had? What about if she knocked him opponent out early in the round, in first, second round? What would you say then? Oh yeah, she's fighting nobody.
Yeah.
So people need to realise when it comes to boxing, what's the problem? There's nothing wrong with winning a fight by a split decision or winning on a point decision. As I said, that don't mean that you're downhill because just because a close fight, that don't mean that you're going downhill. That means you're up against it. You had a good opponent. So you came up on the better side. You had to prove a bit better to come out on the winning side. That's all that is. As I said, if she knocked her out in the first round, what would you say then? Oh yeah, sure, she's fighting nobody. So, but I think a lot got to do with it's female boxing. To be fair about it, the last few girls Katie boxed, how many people actually knew the girls that she's boxing? Do you know, like said, like when the men are boxing, the boys are boxing, the bigger fellas, you know who they're already fighting, kind of thing. The women's boxing is starting to move up. It's coming up into the world. It is taking over, to be fair, but still a little bit time where people have to sit down and say, "Oh yeah, that's a good girl, know that one. Oh yeah, she could fight Katie," but they don't know these kind of girls, so that's why they're kind of saying, "Oh yeah, this and that." It's not. You just don't know who Katie's fighting. To be honest about it, that's to be honest. And they're just there. They didn't see a close fight. Oh, I remember her. She was better than that. She was better than that, but the opponents are better. You know, you're fighting on world level. You're fighting world class opponents. You know what I mean? So as I said, she won her fight on splits or whatever it may be. That's because she had to change her game plan and she upperhanded, so that therefore she came out on top on a split or on a point decision, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So concentrating now on you, Myles. Am I right in saying that you're close to turning over as a pro?
I'm close to turning pro. Hopefully, there's never nothing definite in life, whatever people want to put it or take it or whatever want to be about it. But I'm obviously on positive talk. I will be going pro out of England. I'm going to be boxing out of England. I think that's the way the plan is going and things. And everything is very positive at the minute with me. Hopefully, after I get back here from America, I'll be home for a week or two, and I'm going straight to England to sort out more forms and paperwork and other things to be sorted out, you know, to be a pro and whatever. Like, so hopefully by summertime I should be in the ring. I say.
So I imagine
that's if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah. So I imagine if you're saying that you're going to be turning over and basing yourself to fighting in the UK, I imagine the manager or promoter that you're speaking to at the moment is in the UK.
Yeah.
And I imagine I suppose you can't tell me who it is, but would they be well known?
Yeah, they're well known. They're already running fights, shows, everything's already going. He's still on the phone to me 24/7, like for me to kind of get things hurried up. But as I said, there's a wait list. There's always done. You're filling up forms and waiting for forms to be sent back to you and whatever. But it's always positive. So he's waiting on me kind of to get these forms done and dusted kind of thing. You know what
I mean? Why do you think it's taken till now for you to turn over as a pro? Because your name's been mentioned around turning pro for quite a while.
I tell you what now, I think if the lockdown didn't come in, I think I would have been well pro by now. And before that, it just always, I do it next year. I do it next time. I do it next time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Before the last 2-3 years, before lockdown, it was always, I'll go next year. 1 more year at Leeds, 1 more year at this, 1 more year at that. And just negative kind of talk or whatever. Do you know what I mean? When everyone's always at me, it's time to go, it's time to go. Do you know what I mean? But maybe things worked out for the better side. I'll be honest about it. I'm probably happier the way things turned out because I'm never boxing as good with the last 2 years than I actually was ever before I won my 3 Irish titles in a row or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually loving boxing again. I'm just loving it again. Because you do run out of the passion. You kind of do run out of the love of the sport at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What weight will you be looking to campaign on?
It'll be super bantamweight. I'll be taking over from my brother.
And for you turning over, like although you had a very successful amateur career, for you when you finish pro boxing, like what would be deemed success and what would be deemed failure?
My success after turning pro and my career finished, or even if I don't go pro tomorrow morning, whatever, I'd be going back to St. Francis Boxing Club and helping the young lads develop out of there. I was already talking to my coach Ken about it, and that's always my plan, was always to return back to Fairbairn.
So is there any ultimate goal in being a pro, like in terms of a title, an Irish title, anything like that? Is there anything in your mind, or is it just to take each fight?
No, when I just turn pro, I just want to get in. I want to get out of the way. If I can do it, I will do it. But in 12 months of me turning pro, I'll either be having belts, getting ready to fight for belts, or else I'll be finished. I'm not waiting around. I'm not fighting these other men and trying to learn my craft and this and that. I don't want none of that. I'm out here sparring a world champion as it is, with no fights. So that'll tell you I'm ready to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait around. I'm not waiting around just to fight some fella and then 12 months down the line fight some decent journeyman where you get beat or you win on a close fight. So where that leave you? That's 12 months I just wasted for nothing. I just want to get it in. I know I can do it. I believe in my confidence that I can do it. I just want to get in and get it out of the way and move up fast.
I don't know many amateurs who are already doing 10 rounds on their own with undisputed world champions. I know that there's people that go out to camps and they jump in for 3 and someone else jumps in for 3, but you're literally doing all the 10 rounds on your own.
Yeah, all 10.
Yeah. So.
Well, even the other day, even just before I came out there, I was actually sparring Jazzy Dixon. We were sparring in Dublin, and we were meant to only do 6 rounds or whatever. No, two of us got into the ring. They're like, he looked at me and I looked at him, and the lads like, how many do you want to do? We're like, I don't know, we just spar away. I think we ended up doing 8 rounds or whatever, 8 threes. But we wanted to do more rounds, but the lads had to close the gym. They wanted to go home. Someone pushing the head off each other, but I'll tell you, like, I know I'm able. I'm ready. Like, you know what I mean? I'm ready for it. I don't want to fight any journeyman or this. I know they say you have to fight this fella. You don't have to fight anyone. You fight anyone who you want to fight. Just because you're a promoter or whoever you may be or whatever, it's obvious your management team don't want you fighting such many fellas. So it's obviously get down to the promoter to get in this fella. I don't want that fella. If I don't, like when I turn pro, if my opponents are not good enough, I'm not going to box.
Yeah.
If they don't move me on the way I want to move on, I won't box. I have a lot done in the sport. I'm happy with what I've done. I could have done a lot more, but also could have done a lot less in the sport. So it's going to be the same thing happening in the pros. When it do happen, I just want to be moved on. Get in and get it done.
Right. Well, Myles, I really appreciate your time. And it's been great to finally speak to you. But I'm sure I'll be speaking to you very, very soon again in a professional circuit. So I really do appreciate your time.
No, thanks very much. Thanks for the phone call.